Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it rain. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it rain.
Hey guys, and welcome into tonight's live. How's everybody doing? One step closer to Friday. Hump day it is. But it is March the 19th, 2025, and hopefully it is great where you guys are. Sorry, my hair was making my nose itch. Hopefully it's great. It's good weather. Hopefully nothing's going on where you guys are. I know that Illinois is experiencing, I guess, tornadoes tonight. So if you're in the Illinois area in that state, let us know if you're near the tornadoes, and hopefully you're not. Hopefully you're not. But there are a lot of storms going on. So hopefully everybody's all chilled, and safe in their home. Hey, Catherine. Hey, Boone. Hey, Ladybug. I'll get through these names pretty quick, I think. Hey, Dawn. Good to see you. Hey, Mary Beth. I saw you renewed your membership. I didn't even know you didn't have one. Hey, Lisa. I would have been like, where's Mary Beth? Fell asleep. Oh, that's okay. We were okay without you, but we wish you were here. We were wondering where you were. We all thought you were probably asleep because you've been working so hard on the house and everything. Really? I went through most of them, but I don't know if I went through the Amazon one. Oh, there's so many, Ozzy. There's so many good little gems in each document. So stick with me, y'all. It's going to take us a minute to get through them. There's about, I don't know, 20 some documents that were released today. There was a whole bunch. They dumped everything on the website. And how you doing, Ozzy? Hey, Catherine, welcome in. Hey, Faith. Hey, Willows. It's good to see everybody. Oh, there's a new picture too. There's a new picture of Brian Kohlberger. Have you seen it? Willow saw it. Oh, it's creepy. It's creepy, and I think that's the shower curtain beside him. We're already going to start off with that. It's already in my backstage. We're starting off strong with the picture of Brian Kohlberger. Or as I call him, Kohlberg in my phone. It picks up that. It doesn't pick up Kohlberger, but it picks up Kohlberg and it spells it right. So random. But welcome in. Hey, little mama. Hey, Patrick. Yeah, they like to twist it like they do. Hey, Envision. Hey, Patrick, did I miss someone? I'm probably missing people. I hope not. A 60 to 70 mile per hour winds. Oh my. I would be blown away. A flood of info. Yes. Hey, Robin, you made it live. Thunderstorms and wind later. We're supposed to have storms here, but I just realized that they're supposed to start around 10 o'clock, but we're good here. We're good. If anything were to ever happen and like the electricity went off, what would happen is I would come back on my live. It would just make me disappear momentarily. I would disappear. And then I would hook up that generator I have for an extra 30 minutes. I think it would give me 15 to 30 minutes so I can at least come back on and tell you, hey, there's a storm. I would do that. Actually, should I use that though? So yes. Thank you for gifting 5 memberships, Mary Beth. That's so sweet of you. So in the corner of this picture, I'm going to show you this, and it's supposedly taken the night of the murders. This is going to supposedly, Ann Taylor wants to show this picture. This is coming from News Daddy Brian Enton. Ann Taylor wants to show this picture to the jury, I guess, and ask them if he in fact has bushy eyebrows. Now, I will tell you this. I've never seen them more bushy than in this picture. She could have picked any picture that he's been in the courthouse. Probably could have got away with it, but not this picture. We're going to full screen this for you guys so you can see that. Let me see if I can actually, can I? Let's see if we can zoom in a little. Okay. We're zooming in. Now look at the eyebrows. Now, what is this white thing right here off to the right? To me, that looks like a pulled back shower curtain, a white shower curtain. And that shower curtain was not there after, well, they didn't go back till after the 30th, or what, like the 30th. I have to check. I'd have to check exactly on the date that they went and they did they executed the search for his Pullman house, but I thought it was the 30th. Is it True Crime Lullabies? What are they saying? Everybody stay calm, keep calm. But I swear that looks like a shower curtain. Look at it. But then it doesn't go, it's not really under his arm. I don't know. Could it be the wall? I don't think it is, because this is the inside of the shower, which is a great spot to take a picture, right? I mean, if you're going to take a picture in your house, let's get a shower shot, And wonder what he's listening to, his own rap music in those earpods, earphones, headphones, whatever they're called. But does anybody else think his eyebrows are really bushy? Like maybe he extra bushy them that day? Don't think he meant to. Oh, he's wearing that. Is that green shirt that he wore in that other picture? But I mean, that looks like a shower curtain to me. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna say that it looks like it. And Kohlberger, why are you giving a thumbs up? Like thumbs up, I didn't even realize the thumbs up. Oh my god, who did he send this to? I hope he didn't send this to anybody. Like maybe your mom. Your mom should be the only person that should receive a picture with your thumbs up like that. Like, I'm doing great, Mom. I'm in college. But yeah, so according to Brian Enton, it says the prosecution. Oh, it says, prosecution. I'm so sorry. Not the defense. The prosecution, I'm sorry, plans to show the jury this photo of Brian Kohlberger. Yeah, definitely not the defense. They probably don't want to show that, do they? It says taken from his phone hours after the murders. Oh, hours after. Look, so good thing I'm back in double red. They say whether or not Brian Kohlberger can be described as having bushy eyebrows. Well, I would say that he does. Personal opinion. Isn't that a creepy picture? Can you imagine? It's just like, what's his name? Rex Heuermann and his little like selfie that he took in the mirror. Oh, just imagine being on the receiving end of that. But remember, nobody, no. Why is he smiling? And why is he thumbs up? And because you're going to hear later what, people that with autism act like. And not these ain't going to be my words. These are Ann Taylor's words. They don't smile. They have no affection, she said. So he looks like he kind of does, right? I mean, kind of looks like he does. So let's see. Let's read the text messages first. So more text messages and social media, not post, but like activity was let out today. And they said if you're going to put some of it out, put all of it out, I guess. That's what the defense said. So they did. It does not look good. Now, I mean, I'm still going to say I wasn't there. I don't know what these two girls witnessed and went through. I couldn't imagine. I don't want to imagine. But they did do some things that they said they didn't do. And they did a lot of things. So we're going to go through it. We're going to go through it all. I'm just going to read a little bit of the top of it and what it's about. And then we'll get right to the messages. So, and if it's in blue, it means it's from the defense. So if you ever come in late, if it's in blue, it's for the defense. And let me put it up here for everybody to see. How about that? I'll have to put up Brian Kohlberger for one more second, maybe. I thought I had it shared. I thought I had it shared with y'all. That wouldn't have been good, would it? Hey, Samantha. Welcome in, everybody. Hey, Buttercup. Hey, Mike Jetson. Look at all you guys coming in. Hey, Lisa. I don't know if I said Heidi. I think I did. Okay, so this one is going to be the defendant's objection to state's motion in limine, text messages and testimony. So comes now Brian Kohlberger by and through his attorneys of record and objects to the state's motion in limine to admit text messaging as requested in its motion. Mr. Kohlberger's objection is grounded in his constitutional right to a fair trial due process and confrontation of evidence as guaranteed to him in the 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendments to the United States Constitution. Okay. The state is seeking a broader scope of cell phone records for two stated purposes. One is to establish a timeline, and the other is for the truth of the statements contained in the record. The span of time that the state seeks to encompass is about a 10-hour time frame. The state indicates the initial text is the beginning of the time frame at 2:10 a.m., and that text is not offered for the truth of the matter. Similarly, at the end of the text frame is a text from the University of Idaho at 1:04 p.m. The state grounds its request in the rules of evidence in a previous decision by Judge. So then they talk about excited utterances, like what is the state seeks admission of certain texts for the truth of the matter asserted as exceptions to the rule against hearsay. Excited utterances was one of them. Present sense impression. And it says the state is seeking a select portion of cell phone records or phone records to come into trial under exceptions to the rule against hearsay. First, the court must be aware of the excluded portions of the phone records. And second, Mr. Kohlberger asserts the full record must be made available. So here's the text messages. Mr. Kohlberger herein provides a more complete but not exhaustive view of DM and BF's communications and interactions with social media during the hours established by the state. So the state puts out their text messages, I guess, right? And their testimony. And like the 911 call. And then this is what the defense decides to file. They're like, no, 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 no. Hold on a second there. If you're going to put them out, I guess put them all out is what they're saying, which I couldn't agree more. Ann Taylor, I couldn't agree more with you there. I mean, if we'll take it, we'll take it. And then maybe some of these initials, there's one that I'm not sure who it is. There might be more than one, but when I was reading through it, there was one that I didn't know who they were. And I was like, who is that? So November 13th, 2022 at 2:10 a.m. and 29 seconds, Dylan Mortensen. Can we do abbreviations? Does everyone think? I think everyone will know who I'm talking about. DM text to EG, who is the Uber driver, inquiring if he was driving. So then at 2:13, the Uber driver text Dylan. I'll say their names. Dylan confirming he was driving. So don't know why she. I mean, I don't know why she didn't take him up on his services, like to take her somewhere or to go grab her food, or what she was like wanting the Uber driver for. I mean, she asked like, "Hey, are you driving tonight?" And he's like, "Yeah," and then nothing else. So, 2:53. This is right around the same time frame that Maddie and Kaylee are home and they're upstairs and they're texting Jack. But this is when Maddie calls Bethany at 2:53. At 3:51:03, Dylan creates a new contact in her phone. If you guys remember the PCA, in the PCA, it says at around 4 a.m., Dylan Mortensen was awoken by what she thought was Kaylee Gonzalez playing with her dog. That might not be verbatim, but it's pretty damn close. So why at 3:51 is it saying that she's creating a new contact in her phone? Meaning she's awake already. But she says she wasn't awake until 4. So I'm a little confused there, but we're going to keep going. At 4:19:07, Bethany calls Dylan. Sorry, I got thirsty already. At 4:20, Dylan calls Xana. At 4:20 and 20 seconds, Dylan calls Kaylee. At 4:20 and 28 seconds, Dylan calls Bethany for 41 seconds. Would love to know what that says, I guess. We won't know that. At 4:21, Bethany calls Xana again. So a minute later. And then at 4:21:50, Dylan calls Maddie. 4:22, Bethany calls Maddie. 4:22, Bethany calls Ethan. 4:22:08, Dylan to Bethany. That's when she says, no one is answering. So they're both basically, I don't think at this point they're together. They're both just texting back and forth, or they're calling everybody. So they're calling, each of them are calling the other roommates to see what's going on with them, and they're not getting any answers. So at 4:22:11, Dylan to Bethany, I'm really confused right now. And then 4:22:42, Dylan to Kaylee's phone. She says, Kaylee. Dylan to Kaylee again at 4:22:43. So back to back. What's going on? 4:23 a.m. Bethany outgoing message to Snapchat. At 4:23:15, Bethany to Dylan. Yeah, dude, WTF. 4:23:28, Bethany to Dylan. Xana was wearing all black. 4:23:33, Dylan to Bethany. I'm freaking out right now. 4:23:42, Dylan to Bethany. No, it's like ski mask almost. So, like, there's something missing in between here, I feel like. Unless she's just rambling off things, you know what I mean? And that could be it. Then 4:23:48, Bethany to Dylan, STFU. Like, she can't believe what she's hearing. Bethany to Dylan, actually, Dylan to Bethany, like he had something over his head, for his head and little and mouth. It's like kind of, mixed up. So then 4:24 a.m., Dylan to Bethany. Bethany, I'm not kidding. I'm so freaked out. Bethany to Dylan at 4:24:07. So am I. 4:24:11. Dylan to Bethany. My phone is going to die. Fuck. 4:24:14. I don't know why it says R. I think it's supposed to be an F. BF2 DM. Come to my room. And then Bethany says to Dylan, run. And then Bethany says to Dylan, down here. They're just separate messages, So then at 4:24, DM calls EC. And, that's Ethan Chapin. So 4:24, Dylan calls Ethan Chapin again. Sorry. At 4:24, Dylan to Bethany. Doesn't say. I guess I don't know if she called. It's just, but it sounds like more like a text message because it says two instead of calls. At 4:25:16, Bethany to Dylan, and then there's just nothing there. At 4:27:11, DM outgoing call. At 4:27:30, DM outgoing message to Snapchat. 4:27:40, DM outgoing message to Snapchat. At 4:27:47, Dylan calls Kaylee. At 4:28:44, Dylan calls Xana. At 4:29, Bethany calls Maddie. At 4:30, Bethany calls Maddie. At 4:30, Bethany calls Kaylee. At 4:31, Bethany calls Kaylee. At 4:32:57, Dylan texts Kaylee. We don't know what was said. At 4:34, Bethany accessed Snapchat. So accessed Snapchat. 4:37, Bethany accessed Instagram. And then at 7:30 a.m., so a few hours later, Bethany calls her dad. And then at 8 o'clock, Bethany calls her dad. And then at 8 o'clock, Bethany calls another number. At 8:01, Bethany calls home. At 8:02, Bethany calls mom. 8:09, dad calls Bethany. At 8:05, 43 to 10 o'clock and 45, seconds, it looks like Dylan is on Instagram for 2 hours. Why are you on Instagram for 2 hours? Was your phone just on it and like you just walked away? Like, that's weird to be on there that long. Who even has time for 2 hours worth of Instagram? Anybody? I mean, does anybody do any social media app other than YouTube for longer than 2 hours? Because I've never. Okay, so Bethany's taking photos. Okay. 8:41 through 8:42, Bethany takes photos. Don't know what the photos are of. Hopefully they're good for a trial. At 9:04, mom texts Bethany. At 10 o'clock and 56 and 10:01:40, DM Dylan messages incoming and outgoing Snapchat. At 10:01:53 to 10:03:05, Dylan is on Instagram. So back on the gram. 10:03 to 10:04, DMs on Indeed. Are you looking for a damn freaking job? I don't know. I'm just so confused. Welcome in, everybody. I'm really confused. And I know she was drinking the night before and things like that, but this is just like, this is confusing to me now. I'm even confused. Like, Dylan girl, Bethany girl, what was y'all doing? Indeed. Okay. Maybe she just clicked on it by accident. 10:04:54 to 10:23. So back to the DMs back on Snapchat. So 20 minutes, 19 minutes. And then at 10:23 a.m., DM texts Maddie. At 10:24 through 10:25, DMs on Instagram. So for like a minute. 10:30 to 10:45, DM is messaging, ingoing, outgoing, Snapchat. Now, JM. Does anybody know who JM is? JM. I can't think of it for the life of me. JM. Does anyone know whose abbreviations initials that is? JM. I feel like it's gonna be, Thanks, Katie K. Appreciate it. And hey, Chosen, welcome in. Hey, JD. Did I say hi to you, Wizard World? I can't remember if I did. It doesn't say who the snaps were sent to or anything. Hey, Villanova, welcome in. Like, are these weird to you guys, or are they just weird to me? I mean, I've been through some trauma, and I mean, I was riding hard for Dylan. I still am. I'm not saying she's, out there doing crazy stuff or anything. I mean, this is a little crazy, but I don't know. I don't know how to take it. But so then she was on Instagram. Okay. So then at 11:29, DM text Kaylee. Oh, wait, we're at JM. Yeah. Does anyone know who JM is? Well, JM. I'm not sure. JM. Text Bethany. Maybe it's Bethany's ex. DM text is Kaylee. And then 11:29 to 11:32, Dylan's on Instagram and messaging on Snapchat. Okay. DM at 11:35 is on Yik Yak. Okay, hold on. I thought that was for Kohlberger. What is Yik Yak again? I remember us looking it up. I thought it was a running app, wasn't it? Or what? Let me see. Never mind, just kidding. Oh, they're discussions within 5-mile radius. Wow. Okay, that's kind of weird. But they're popular on college campuses. So she's on. Okay, I guess it got shut down, but like it's anonymous. Let me see. It doesn't look like you can chat privately though. It's a location-based anonymous social media app where users can post and view messages or yaks within a 5-mile radius, allowing for local discussions and gossip, particularly popular on college campuses. Okie dokie. Maybe she was looking for them within a 5-mile radius. I don't know. That's just weird. At 11:36, DMs on TikTok. At 11:37, DM messages, and she's in Snapchat again. 11:39 to 11:40, DM and dad text. BF calls JM at 11:49. And then 11:50, JM text DM. 11:44 to 11:50, DM on Instagram. 11:50, DM calls EA. 11:51, JM text DM. 11:51:07, BF text JM. 11:51:33, JM text BF. 11:51:36, JM text BF. It's just them texting back and forth. 11:51, JM text BF. 11:53:52, BF text JM. 11:53:53, BF text JM. 11:53:55, BF text JM. 11:54 to 11:55, JM text BF 3 text. We don't know what they are. They don't tell us nothing. They don't tell us nothing. Just kidding. They're telling us a lot more than they were. So I'm happy about that. 11:54 to 11:57, DMs on Instagram. And at 11:56, So, okay, I'm read that again. 11:54 to 11:57. Dylan Mortensen's on Instagram. She's on the gram. At 11:56, Bethany's calling 911 while Dylan's on the gram. Like, is this weird to anybody else? Dylan was all over the internet and then some. I don't know if she was just nervously like going to these apps trying to like maybe find the rest of the group, the roommates. I can't tell you. But what I can tell you, it's a little weird. It's a little weird. And I've never, and you know me, I got videos out there preaching like don't be messing with Dylan, but it's just a little, this is weird. There's no getting around the weirdness, I mean, there's not, I ain't got excuse for her. If be and I also wonder this too. Okay, we went through BF texting DM and this person and that person, that not and this and that. Do you know where what we didn't see? We didn't see Bethany or Dylan text Hunter Johnson. Where's the HJ? We don't see that. So was he with EA when Dylan? Where's it at? When Dylan one of Dylan or Bethany ends up like texting her, but I can't even find the text now. But maybe they were together. I think I'm like going up too high. Okay, I just can't see it because my eyes are just not working. JM text Bethany. Right here. 11:50 DM calls EA. Unless for some reason Hunter's with EA at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock the next day, then it's weird. Because they didn't call Hunter. And he's the one supposedly that found the people, or found the bodies. Found Xana and Ethan, we know for sure. Hey, Brandywine. See, Willis, I'm wondering, that's what I'm wondering too, if they just like put their phone down or if they accidentally like clicked it. So Hunter is the one they called Garrett to come over and he's the one who found the bodies. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking, maybe they were together. So maybe they were together, It says the state has selected text messages as excited utterances and present sense impression. But the totality of circumstances defeat the state's request. BF and DM text each other a handful of times, and then they were in the same bedroom. They were together with the ability to talk to each other. They were not asleep for 8 hours. The messages the state seeks admission of as exceptions to hearsay begin with a call and a message about a being confused. After texting each other and unsuccessfully speaking with any of their roommates, the pair were together. The state is looking at the messages with the benefit of hindsight. The analysis has to be done in the moment the utterances were made. Text messages in the case, DM first claims confusion, then after communicating with BF, claims fear to leave her room. Despite her stated fear of leaving her room, so she does so and joins BF downstairs. To get to BF's bedroom, DM passed the front door of the residence. BF was steps away from the front door. And that door was open, they said, the next morning. I thought I had that up to show you too. I did. Look at that. Look at that front door open. So Dylan would have came out around this corner, went down these stairs, and then she would have, ended up, let's see if I can get down there. It won't let me use the actual thing. I keep telling you guys that, but okay. And then she had to come down the stairs here. I'm in this bedroom, and then come around and go to Bethany's room. That front door was open, the neighbor said, at 8:30 that morning. I don't know why she wouldn't have ran out the door maybe, or if not that, shut the door and locked it. Keep whoever was in, whoever just like maybe was in there that she saw, maybe keep them out. I would have probably done that. I mean, and if you're just joining us, don't let me forget, I'll show you a awesome picture of Brian Kohlberger when we're done. I showed it in the beginning of the live. It says the analysis has to be done in the moment. The utterances were made. Text messages in this case, DM first claims confusion. Then after communicating with BF, claims fear to leave a room. Despite her stated fear of leaving a room, so she does so and joins BF downstairs. To get to BF's bedroom, DM passed the front door of the residence. BF was steps from the front door. Neither of them left the house. Neither of them called friends, family, or law enforcement for help. Instead, both have a substantial amount of activity beginning in earnest less than 4 hours after DM made her way to BF's room. BF and DM communicate with friends and parents, and DM is on social media. The second grouping of messages the state claimed fit within the exception to the hearsay rule are those from DM to her roommate beginning at 10:23 a.m. 6 hours later. The state claims DM woke up and realized her roommates had not responded to her earlier text. The state is wrong. DM was awake. She was messaging on Snapchat. She was on Instagram, and she texted with her dad. And this is not an exhaustive list of activity on her phone. She was with BF, who was also communicating with her parents and then later friends. Mr. Kohlberger urges the court to view the state's request with consideration of the complete picture. The state has asked the court to look at a timeline, and Mr. Kohlberger urges the court to look at everything that occurred during that timeline. The state's motion should be denied on this 17th day of March 2025. But we just got them today, the documents. So, yeah, Aries, what's going on with DM, She was texting everybody. I don't get it. I mean, I don't know what I would do. I do know, I kind of know what I would do. I would just go back to sleep. Because that's what I did when something terrible, traumatic happened to me in my home. And that's what I thought Dylan did. I thought she was able to go back to sleep, and she kept going back to sleep. And that's what I was like, I could totally relate to that, because that's what I did when I was going through my trauma. But to run downstairs to Bethany's room and then not seek help after that, after you know that you're safer because you're with someone, that blows my mind kind of, Yeah. That's what I thought envisioned. Okay, I thought that was Hunter's girlfriend. Okay. So maybe he was just there. I don't have any guns. I'm not a gun kind of gal. Even actually I am, I'm not gonna lie. I like to shoot guns, but I don't know if I ever own one. Hey, Squeaky Wheel, where the heck you been? Someone said last night I called out people in my chat. I did. I just called out little old Squeaky Wheel. Might be hesitant to call 911. They might, because maybe they didn't want to get in trouble for underage drinking. Yeah, that could be it. I mean, there could be a million reasons, but man. Yeah, he did like the Tinder though, we heard. So that's another thing. That's what we're gonna go to. Let's see. I think we're gonna read the first 6, 7 pages of this huge document, because that's all that we need to read. Because the rest of it is just like the experts' notes, and you don't want to go through those. I believe you me. You'll want to go through this though, because this is some stuff. If anybody has any mental health issues or diagnosis, and I name them off today, I am sorry that he is using them as a scapegoat for these crimes, because that's exactly what Brian Kohlberger is trying to do. So let's get to it. What's he trying to say he has? Mr. Kohlberger must be able to present testimony to the jury that he has certain physical disorders. Okay. Actually, let's start at the top of this. Let me grab my drink. We all do just a little bit, just a little. It says the minute that jury selection begins, jurors will begin to study and analyze Mr. Kohlberger's physical presence. They will watch his every move and pass judgment on him every minute of the jury trial simply based on how he looks and reacts to the presentation of certain evidence and comments about him, just like any defendant in any trial. Mr. Kohlberger must be able to present testimony to the jury that he has certain physical disorders. Well, I didn't see anything physically wrong with him other than, he ain't the prettiest, but, It will assist the tier of fact to know his physical presentation, including nonverbal reactions in the courtroom, is explained by his physical condition. It gets better. Thank you, True Crime Lullabies. Super sticker. That's so sweet of you. Thank you. Thank you so much. It gets better. To exclude this evidence will result in unfair bias that could cause a wrongful conviction. This objection is supported by the declaration of Dr. Jeffrey Lewine, an expert in neuroscience and neuroimaging. I'm going to teach you about neuroimaging in a minute, too. Yeah. Mr. Kohlberger in no way suggests that expert testimony related to his autism spectrum disorder. So now he just has it. You know what I mean? Like, there's no, we don't get a say in it. There's no, the state doesn't get a say in it. They can't object and get their own psychiatrist to look at him, I guess, because they're just going with it now. He's got more than just the autism now. It gets better. Sarcastically. Obsessive compulsive disorder and developmental coordination disorder are for the purpose of showing that he does not know right from wrong. We'll read that again. Mr. Kohlberger in no way suggests that expert testimony related to his autism spectrum disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, and developmental coordination disorder are for the purposes of showing that he does not know right from wrong. He has at all times and continues to assert his actual innocence in this case. Okay, Kohlberger. It says, the state correctly noted in its motion, Mr. Kohlberger's disclosure states that Dr. Orr's testimony and Dr. Ryan's testimony is not intended to be a mental element defense pursuant to Idaho Code 18-207 because you can't use a mental defect as a defense in Idaho. That's why you're saying that. We're not trying to use it. We just want to slip this in. But rather testimony about state of mind as well as factual defense testimony to anticipate a testimony elicited by the state. Idaho Code 18-207 is not limited to the admission of either direct or rebuttal expert testimony to elements of the crime. So basically, they're saying that he has autism spectrum disorder. And it says the anticipated testimony of Dr. Orr and Dr. Ryan is relevant to explain that Mr. Kohlberger's ASD diagnosis is a physical condition and how it presents in his demeanor. Mr. Kohlberger has met the criteria for this diagnosis since childhood, and that is not a convenient diagnosis given his current legal situation in jeopardy. So are you trying to tell us that Brian Kohlberger's had this autism for years and years and years since he was a kid? Because we want to see we're going to want to see the paperwork on that. The anticipated testimony of Dr. Orr and Dr. Ryan is relevant to explaining how the behaviors and mannerisms presented by Mr. Kohlberger are consistent with an individual having ASD. Consistent with an individual having it. Okay. In addition to the opinions of Dr. Orr and Dr. Ryan, the declaration of Dr. Lewine explains that neuroimaging of Mr. Kohlberger's brain supports the ASD diagnosis. And I'm going to say no. While brain scans like MRIs can show structural and functional differences in the brains of individuals with autism, they are not currently used as a definitive diagnostic tool for autism. So you can't use that, Ann Taylor. Sorry. Sorry about that. You can't use it. Neuroimaging, no, it's out. ASD is a neurological disorder that is physical. While most people ordinarily think of ASD as a mental health condition, it is a neurological and developmental disorder that affects how people interact with others, communicate, learn, and behave. According to the United States government at National Institute of Mental Health, autism spectrum disorder is a neurological and developmental disorder that affects how people interact with others, communicate, learn, and behave. You could have said that once. As a neurological disorder, ASD is associated with structural and functional defects in the tissues of the brain that can't be seen when you look at a person, but it can be observed with proper microscopic examination in some individuals through the use of quantitative analysis of magnetic resonance imaging of the brain. Okay, such is the case of Mr. Kohlberger. When did you get? No. That's a no. Okay, listen to me real quick here, guys. Okay. The jail is not going to let Ann Taylor take out Brian Kohlberger from the jail to go have his head checked. If you can't get the machines in the jail, then sorry, fat chance in hell that they're going to let a murderer alleged murderer walk up out of the jail with his defense attorney. There's no way. So I don't know if she has one of these little like handy dandy like the temperature things and she's like beeping it on his head and saying he's got like all these issues, because they wouldn't even let her have that in the jail. I don't know what they'd even let them bring in. They're not going to let them bring in a big old imaging machine. So how did they get these images of Brian's brain? Because I've never heard of any jail letting a inmate leave to go get their head checked. Normally you bring people in. Unless it's something like she got a little box machine. I don't think that would even, I don't think that would work, but I'm gonna have to call. I'm gonna have to call the jail and say, hey, did you all let Brian out to go get his head checked? Because I've never heard of that. Oh, what did I do? Oh, I just made it. I'm just like, okay, I just made it bigger. That's all. But yeah, I've never seen that. Have you guys heard of that? Like in a jail? I don't know. Maybe after we read this, it'll be a little more better for me. Even maybe I need to read it again. Research on large groups of persons with ASD has indicated the presence of structural differences in the brain of these groups versus those of individuals with typical neurobiological development, which also supports the conclusion of the NIMH and others that ASD is a neurological disorder. Okay, and it says here, imaging of Mr. Kohlberger's brain, as reported in Dr. Longwine's attachment declaration, shows findings of structural differences in the physical makeup of his brain in areas commonly associated with control and expression of behaviors commonly seen in ASD and listed below as taken from the NIMH website. I bet if we looked up the side effects, long-term side effects of heroin use, brain damage would be one of them. Wonder what kind of brain damage it would be. Like, would it be like your frontal lobe where you do your thinking? I don't know. That's something to look up, Symptoms of and actual behaviors commonly associated with obsessive compulsive disorder are common in people with ASD. So, they're just pushing the two together. Oh, you got ASD? Okay, you're OCD then too. As a physical condition, ASD may not be as noticeable as some physical conditions, like a missing arm. I love how she words that. If Mr. Kohlberger had the physical disability of a missing arm, the jury would not require explanation about how such a physical condition may impact the case. No, I think they would. You lost your arm, so that gives you the right to unalive 4 people? Ann Taylor, that's dumb. ASD is visible in some ways that will be apparent to a jury, but requires explanation. Without explanation, the way that the public perceives the behaviors and mannerisms of someone with ASD is not always favorable and may be prejudicial. I mean, if he has it, he has it, but I don't think he does. While Mr. Kohlberger's presentation is highly consistent with ASD, see, highly consistent, like it's not like he is diagnosed. She would have said he's diagnosed. I don't know. She would have rewarded this differently. Without explanation, others may misinterpret and misidentify Mr. Kohlberg's behaviors and cast them as in a more sinister light. For example, he does not show emotion on his face. He has a flat effect. He sits very still and holds his hands in the same position. He has a piercing stare. He does not show expected reactions. Facial expressions do not reflect what he is feeling. He is stiff in body posture. He has prosody of speech, uses repetitive phrases and large words, and has developmental dexterity problems. So, man, you've got a lot of problems, don't you, there, Kohlbergs? Many of his behavioral characteristics are known to be commonly associated with the presence of ASD and are clearly relevant in the interpretation of his behavior in the courtroom by the jury. Craziness, I tell you. Hey, Delana, welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. Hey, Trips to True Talk. I was on the other page. Hey, Elser. Hey, Karen. Hey, Melinda. Welcome in, guys. Okay, let's get to the good stuff. So, social communication and social interaction. So, this is a list of examples of the different behaviors and they're common people diagnosed with ASD. Making little to inconsistent eye contact. Do I do that? I think I made pretty decent eye contact. Appearing not to look at or listen to people who are talking. Sorry, that made me giggle. I don't know why. Infrequently sharing interest, emotion, or enjoyment of objects or activities, including infrequently pointing at or showing things to others. Not responding or being slow to respond to one's name or other verbal bids for attention. Having difficulties with the back and forth of conversation. What about the girls at the pool and the DJ at the pool? He wouldn't leave the DJ alone. He had to tell him, like, dude, I gotta go. You're weird. The girls at the pool, he asked him for their phone number. He was, Mr. Suave, I thought. Now he's got autism and can't speak to anybody. Too scared to speak. He just ain't got it. Okay. Often talking at length about a subject of interest without considering social cues or conversational give and take. Maybe that's the one. Displaying facial expressions, movements, and gestures that do not match what is being said. Having an unusual tone of voice that may sound flat, lacking emotion or tonal variation. Having trouble understanding other person's point of view or being unable to predict or understand other people's actions. Difficulties adjusting behavior to different social situations. Difficulty sharing in imaginative play or in making friends. Not me. I did not have any difficulties in imagination. Let me tell you, sorry. I miss being a kid. Damn, I miss that. That's the one thing you lose as an adult. Imagination. Like that's one of the big ones you lose. I guess some people can still have an imagination, but then they just call you crazy, at this point, but I'd be crazy. Repeating certain behaviors or having unusual behaviors, such as repeating words or phrases. We haven't heard of him doing any of that, but having a lasting, intense interest in specific topics, such as numbers, details, or facts. Showing overly focused interest, such as with moving objects or with parts of objects. Becoming upset by slight changes in a routine and having difficulty with transitions. Autistic people often have sensory differences, such as being more sensitive or less sensitive than other people to sensory input, such as light, sound, clothing, or temperature. People with ASD also may experience sleep problems and irritability. He has sleep problems. Based upon a reasoned analysis of discovery provided by the state to date, Mr. Kohlberger's behaviors that are attributed to his ASD, and on this list of common behaviors of persons with ASD as provided by NIMH, along with other behaviors attributable to his neurological condition, must be presented to a jury to confront and rebut certain evidence to be proffered by the state. And then obsessive compulsive disorder, it goes into that. It can be independent diagnosis, but is also a set of symptomatic behaviors that are often comorbid and ASD, such as Mr. Kohlberger's ASD. Notable, for example, on the above NIMH list of behavioral issues commonly associated with ASD, Mr. Kohlberger has sleep difficulties and subsequently developed a habit of night driving or running to decompress. That's not OCD. Where's the OCD? Oh, here we go. He often engages in compulsive hand washing, wears gloves to avoid germs. We never saw him in a picture with gloves on before. But he wears gloves for germs. Not so he won't put his DNA places. Has a fear of things getting into his eyes. I'm sorry. Does anybody else have that fear of something getting something in your eye? I'm missing an eye. I don't have that fear. That's what? Shut the front door, Ann Taylor. I didn't see this earlier when I was reading through this. I was reading fast. Has a fear of getting things into his eyes, changes his shower curtain frequently to avoid exposure to mold. And avoids anything he views as contaminating. Changes his shower curtain frequently. You just slipped that one in there, didn't you, there, old Aunt Taylor? Because, that will, he didn't want mold when he came back, from his Christmas vacation. So that's why he threw away the shower curtain. Surely he didn't use it for this crime at all. Nope, he didn't double use it at all. Not for a minute. Wow. Nope, and I see trip to chocolate almost lost an eye herself. So, you've almost lost an eye. I lost an eye. Why can I believe change the shower curtain frequently? Okay. If the state elicits testimony at trial related to these types of facts that are used to build circumstantially the elements of the crime or show Mr. Kohlberger's actions as reflecting his state of mind or other elements of the crime, he will refute that evidence through expert testimony as behaviors related to his OCD and his ASD. Are you threatening us? By the way, a specific example, the state has continued to claim that Mr. Kohlberger was wearing gloves on the night of his arrest and placing trash in baggies. Well, he was. The state asserts that this demonstrates that he had consciousness of guilt and he was trying to either hide his DNA or engage in the cleaning of his car. This is highly prejudicial and misleading. Kohlberger has not been putting his food and other things in little baggies his whole life and dumping it in the neighbor's garbage can. Let's just not even go there, Anne. Come on. Mr. Kohlberger frequently wears gloves to avoid germs on surfaces. He was not cleaning his car on the night of his arrest. He was awake at night. As in typical for him, he was cleaning his bathroom. Oh. I mean, that's what I do at 3 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the morning. While testimony related to these topics may not be relevant until the state opens the door by eliciting testimony on these issues, once it does, Mr. Kohlberger must be allowed to provide expert testimony refuting the state's witnesses. Such relevant evidence can assist the tier of fact in evaluating circumstantial evidence the state has put forward, and since all such testimony will be subject to vigorous cross-examination, it would clarify and not confuse jurors. Developmental coordination disorder. Let's read about this. I don't even know what this is actually. So, Mr. Kohlberger suffers from deficiency in fine motor dexterity and visual motor function. What? Clearly, these are physical issues. He has experienced these physical impairments all of his life. So mom and dad's going to come in and they're going to testify because they'll be there. They're going to be there. They said they're going to be there. Mom, dad, sisters, the whole gang is coming. Maybe they should have kept up the house. They could have stayed there, that was mean, but Mr. Kohlberger suffers. Okay, we read this again. Clearly, these are physical issues. He has experienced these physical impairments all of his life. The state has disclosed evidence that law enforcement will testify that they did test runs at 1122 King Road, and that it is possible to commit 4 homicides in a time frame of only minutes, including walking to and from a car and removing clothing that would be covered in. Additionally, the state has disclosed a forensic pathologist who will testify regarding manner of death, injuries, and specific wounds on the deceased. Mr. Kohlberger has disclosed a forensic pathologist who has some differing opinions, including injury and specific wounds on the deceased. It will be relevant for the jury to know that Mr. Kohlberger has a developmental coordination disorder that impacts his fine motor dexterity. I can't ever say it. And visual motor function. Such speed and coordination are not possible for him. He runs. You have to have some coordination to be able to run. What? What else did he do? That's probably really it. I don't think he jumped rope or anything. I mean, what do people do in their late 20s for coordination other than work out? But if he had such horrible motor function, visual motor functions, right? He's having visual problems. Then why is he driving cross country? Why isn't his dad in the driver's seat? Martial arts. There we go. Yep. I remember that. Yeah. Yeah. He ran it was, yeah. The dude could run. He was running every night with his friend. ROTC. Yep. Thank you. I knew you guys would remember. I love it. Kickboxing. Yeah. I knew he was boxing or something with one. It's been so long. I mean, we've been covering this case for so long. When you forget a little something, it's nice that you guys can remind me. Thank you. And welcome in, everybody. Hey, Evie. How you doing? Hey, Polly B. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Mr. Kohlberger has the right to confront the witnesses and evidence presented by the state in due process under the 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendments to the United States Constitution and Article 1, Section 13 of the Idaho Constitution. This includes presenting evidence to rebut the case against him. The court should deny the state's motion in limine to exclude neuropsychological and psychiatric evidence. More specifically, the court should allow Dr. Orr and Dr. Ryan to testify. The physical disorder of ASD should be allowed at the outset of trial. Issues related to his OCD symptoms that are an outgrowth of his neurological disorder, aka ASD, and developmental coordination disorder may depend on the evidence the state elicits at the trial proceeds. So if the state brings up that he was wearing gloves, then they want to pull out their evidence of OCD. Basically, that's it. Just anything to open the door for them to say, he's got the OCD. Bring me in as an expert witness. I've lived with OCD. My brother had it. My mother had it. And my grandmother had it. It's been wonderful. It's been wonderful, let me tell you. But that's what happened. Okay, so I'm going to show you this picture of Brian Kohlberger again. And you're going to tell me if these eyebrows look bushy to you. Because it's your world. I'm just living in it. Let me know if this is a shower curtain beside him. But the prosecution plans to show this to the jury. This picture I'm going to show you. And it was taken from his phone hours after the murders. Well, you know what? Hours after the murders, he looks like he's just got out of the shower. His hair is wet or it has gel in it. So I'm going to assume that he just took a shower. He's in front of the shower taking the picture. He does have a shirt on, thank goodness. Maybe he just took a shower. They say whether or not Brian Kohlberger will be described as having bushy eyebrows. They want to know if that's a factual determination that the jury is going to make. And there he is in all of his glory. I don't see any scratches, bruises, or cuts. You are right. Bruises, they may not show up yet. But you're right. But he was wearing a mask of some sort. We don't know exactly sure what kind of mask, but I would try to frame somebody. Maybe I could blow it up. No, those eyebrows are bushy. They are full in this picture. They look a little different nowadays, I think. He has those little like headphones in that you buy. I don't know what kind they are, but they're just like headphones. Maybe he's expecting an important phone call, or maybe he's listening to his rap song. That's what I said earlier. Probably just listening to his rap song, I don't know how many were actually asleep. I think Maddie might have been I think Maddie and Kaylee might have been asleep. Or Kaylee was just getting into bed. This is what old Brian N's saying, old news daddy. I don't know. He's usually not wrong. But you could tell this is definitely in his bathroom because I've seen the inside of those apartments. We've actually did a virtual tour. But this does look like the green shirt that he had back in the day. Let me see if I can find that green shirt. And he had like a tie on with it. And he looks a lot younger. So it's a different picture. It's a different time frame. But maybe it was like high school. Let me see. Right here. Okay, so the picture that's on the left, school yearbook. This does look like the same shirt. Doesn't it? I mean, maybe not. Let me see if this one has buttons. Nope, neither of them have buttons. Like at the top right here. I mean, he could be wearing the same shirt though years later because that's what guys can do. I mean, guys do that. Vincent has shirts, from forever ago. Like he literally has a shirt that's Ralph Lauren, I think from when it's like vintage at this point. I think it might be worth a lot of money. Like I need him to stop wearing it. It's got holes in it a little bit. But I mean, it's so old. So old. He wears it just around the house. Now, his knuckles do appear to be like red. It looks like he's stressing that. Like they look white almost. Like he is stressing that. Like, you're not very relaxed, my dude. He has to be sending this picture to his mom. Yeah, he could do buttons. I have sensory issues and mine are like off the charts, the high. I really don't know if there's and this is not me being sarcastic. I am on the high end for sensory. Like if it's a 1 to a 10, I'm a 10. Like my clothes have got to be soft. My towels got to be soft. I'm very weird about that kind of stuff. Now if it's too tight, I don't want to wear it. So if it was too tight, he wouldn't want to wear it. I'm sure if he supposedly has ASD, but I think buttons he would wear. Now the top button like that, never in a day would you ever see me button my shirt all the way up. I would have 2 buttons undone immediately. I actually would get in trouble when I worked at Red Lobster for that. I worked at Red Lobster and you had to have that one button buttoned, not the one all the way up at the throat, but the second one down. And I never had a button. It didn't show anything. It was just so dang hot in there. I was like, I got to get some air. Need some air. Looks like he's been ill, oh, yeah. let's see, what was, oh, well, listen to this before we end out the live too. And then I will read you guys more documents throughout the week because there is a lot. There's a lot. Brian Kohlberger's parents are coming. We're going to read that one document. What else did I read? Oh, I read so much stuff. Wish I could remember. I'm sure someone will. I'm trying to remember. Like I'm trying to go through there. Like go through the. Oh, something about the alibi. About them, giving an alibi. They don't want them to use or witness identification of bushy eyebrows. They don't want them to be able to use the term murder. I mean, yeah, it's weird. It's a lot. And it looks like there's even more. There might even been more that come out. There's so many documents that have come out. Let me drop the link for the documents in the chat. That way, if you guys want to go over there and look at documents, this will take you right to where the documents are. I know a lot of people have trouble finding them. I even know some creators that are covering this case that couldn't find them. And I'm like, we've been covering this case for over 2 years now. Y'all, where you been? They're in the same place they always been. Okay. So this is just Brian Kohlberger and the autism defense. So we'll listen to see what they say.
And I'm Hannah Ken, the 30-year-old
with accused killer Brian Kohlberger in his attempts to avoid the death penalty. Attorneys claim he has autism, and now they're trying to use his diagnosis to get the death penalty taken off the table. Thanks for joining us for Fox 13 News at 5. I'm Matthew Smith.
And I'm Hannah Ken. The 30-year-old is charged in the stabbing deaths of 4 University of Idaho students. His trial is set for this summer.
Now, if convicted, Kohlberger could face the death penalty, which is why his attorneys are trying to strike it before the trial begins. Fox 13's Shira Matsuzawa is joining us now to talk about what Kohlberger's attorneys are arguing.
His attorneys say a doctor has evaluated him, and they say his autism has had significant impact on his daily life. Today, though, I talked with an expert who tells me the fact that the defense is raising this even before the trial starts is unique, and it has potential to set precedent.
In this case, where jurors will be forced to determine whether Brian Kohlberger will live or die, Mr. Kohlberger himself is essentially a piece of evidence to be examined and evaluated. Kohlberger's attorneys writing that last month as they asked the court to strike the death penalty from his case if he's found guilty. He's accused of murdering University of Idaho students Xana Kernodle, Madison Mogan, Kaylee Gonsalves, and Ethan Chapin in an off-campus home in November of 2022. The defense now arguing Kohlberger has autism.
It's been done before.
John Bloom is the Samuel Leibowitz Professor of Trial Techniques and the director of the Cornell Death Penalty Project. He's seen his share of intellectual disabilities used in capital punishment cases.
The Supreme Court of the United States said in a 2002 case, Atkins versus Virginia, that people with intellectual disability, or what we used to call mental retardation, can't be sentenced to death and can't be executed.
But autism is not considered an intellectual disability, rather a developmental disability. And the Supreme Court has not said the same thing about people with autism spectrum disorder. Kohlberger's attorneys say people with autism spectrum disorder, like Kohlberger, exhibit many of the very same impairments as people with intellectual disabilities.
They're not saying, look, he can't be found guilty of murder. He can, just like somebody with intellectual disability can be found guilty of murder.
They're just trying to get him off of the DP.
But because of this severe developmental disorder, he doesn't have sufficient moral culpability to justify putting him to death.
The 28-page motion filed also cites news organizations and online videos calling Kohlberger's mannerisms signs of guilt, like his deadpan look and robot-like walk, posting that his facial expressions and body language prove he is a, quote, murderous incel. His atypical eye contact, including an intense gaze, has also been called sinister. But the defense says these are traits of his autism. Bloom says autism has been raised in other cases, but at trial. The fact that Kohlberger's attorneys are raising this before his trial doesn't happen often and could have the potential to change the law.
I think there's an opportunity for a court to say, either as a matter of state law, state constitutional law, federal law, that we're not going to allow people with autism to be sentenced to death.
Kohberger's trial is scheduled to start in August. In the newsroom, Shira Matsuzawa, Fox 13 News.
Oh, don't go to the next one. Is this episode? I'll say, is this the one that we saw? Probably. Okay. I'll double check later though, because we were watching those. What was I going to show you next? Oh, this right here. Okay. So you guys talked about this in the beginning of the live, but I didn't get a chance to look at this document. But okay. So yeah, breaking news. Not so breaking, but it is breaking news. So this just came out. Accused killer Brian Kohlberger bought a K-bar knife with a sheath and sharpener on Amazon 8 months before a similar knife sheath was found at the scene of a quadruple murder. Kohlberger is awaiting trial for the murders of Kaylee Gonzalez, Madison Mogan, Ethan Chapin, and Xana Kernodle. The 4 University of Idaho students were stabbed to death in off-campus home on November 13th, 2022. Okay, they put too many twos in there. They were going with it. The murder weapon has not been found, but investigators found a knife sheath next to one of the victims. Police say DNA on the knife sheath matches Kohlberger. Leading up to the trial this year, prosecutors and the defense are filing motions with the court arguing about what evidence should be admitted. A motion filed this week refers to activity on Kohlberger's Amazon account. Prosecutors reference a search warrant police obtained to seize Kohlberger's customer click activity pertaining to knives and accessories from Amazon. Later in the document, prosecutors write that the search was limited to March 20th, 2022 to March 30th, 2020, and say that this was the time it was known Brian Kohlberger purchased a K-bar knife and sheath with sharpener from Amazon.com. The defense has argued that the basis for the click history search was too broad and not relevant. The judge will hear motions on this coming up in April. Kohlberger's trial is set for August in Boise. I think it's the 9th and the 10th his court dates are on. I'm not sure if they'll be broadcasted or not. We don't really know that part yet, but we know that they will be, there'll be a lot. There'll be a lot to do. Oh, I like that. Oh, snap. Just kind of like the knife snap, I don't know if that's what you meant by it, but so the sheath, okay, so the sheath won't have it won't have like a number on it, I don't think, to match it up. I believe just the knife has like a number on it, like an engraved number. But they could match if they had the knife, which they don't. I mean, they could match it up to, well, they can match it up to the purchase history. They can match it up and say, hey, this is a K-bar. This goes in this kind of a sheath. And they could show the sheath and then show the sheath that they found and say, look, it's the same sheath. And it'll be like, ooh, the jury. It would be like something along those lines, I think the judge will definitely allow the Amazon stuff in. He wants all the stuff that he can get in, I think, because he wants to hear it all. I think Judge Hippler is here for the tea. I think he really is. And he's not having it. He's not having any more filings where they're going to redact or seal the whole document. It's only going to be names now, and some like statements will be redacted, but for the most part, everything's going to be coming out. Also, a couple things before I get off of here, a little house cleaning. I did a video last week. I was so proud of it. And it was for my second channel, Unfiltered with Tanya. And it was just going over like what the channel is going to be about, what we're going to cover over there, life vlogs and like, just all the stuff. So I had my new microphone hooked onto me, like all professional and stuff. And I thought, man, the sound on this sounds like kind of like I'm in a tunnel or something, like I was in the open room or something. You know what I mean? It wasn't like it was going into a mic. And I didn't say anything about it. I tried to upload it. It wouldn't, for some reason, my phone won't let me upload videos right now and have sound. the sound isn't working. I don't know. Vincent's gonna have to take a look at my phone. I mean, it's just a regular old iPhone. You'd think that it would be fine. I used to upload videos all the time that were edited, and it was fine. Now I'm trying to do edited videos again, and it's not letting me. It's making me so upset because I did another video today for you guys over the Kansas Chiefs. Just like it was just a video that like an update video. And the same thing happened with my phone. So I realized I'm not using the mic right. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Vincent's going to tell me because I put it on Bluetooth and he's like, "Oh yeah, you don't want to do that." What wireless mic do you not Bluetooth? This one, I guess. I don't know. I'll be so surprised if they find the knife. Hey Nash, are you in here? Hey, there you are. I know. Amazon saves all the history. I'm afraid of. Don't be looking at my Amazon history. You'll be like, this girl wants a lot. Oh, KDK. You know the 3 dots that you can click and it says don't recommend? I did that 2 years ago and I never felt better. She, it's crazy. I did set up a Discord. I just got to get it integrated into my YouTube, and Vincent's going to help me with that this weekend. We got a lot to do. I told him, I was like, I need you to be here with me because then I get things done. Like, you know what I mean? Where if he's sitting here with me, if I have a question, he's right here. I don't have to text his phone. Yeah, like, well, my other one was Bluetooth connected. That's why you did it. You like connected to your Bluetooth, and I thought this was the same. It's like it's really nice. Like it's a nice like wireless mic. It comes in a cute little case, and it's got like all of its little like things that it does. And Vincent told me I just plug this into my phone, and then I can use this. But I think I need to use it when it's green, not blue. Blue means Bluetooth, I think, and green means go. I'm thinking that. Green means go. I don't know. We're going to have to figure it out. Oh, did he have a Target purchase list? I didn't see that. Oh man. Oh, then I'm gonna have to have my Target clothes on and everything, looking like I work at Target. Yeah, she does it with every case. She is trying. I heard through the grapevine. I don't know if she still is, but she's trying to get Chris Watts out of jail. She thinks he's innocent. It's clickbait, yeah, chosen for sure. I remember when she used to get so mad on camera and stuff. Oh man. She's been through a lot of that. I mean, she's been through some stuff. She's been through what? How many times did she try to sue people? Like 30 times she's tried to sue people? Yes, everything's going out of business. Why? Oh, Joanne Fabrics. That's wow. What was he getting? Fabric for his car to go over his seats. Man, I can't wait to go through the rest of them. There was like 20,000 that came out today, and I got through like 5. You're not alone. Right, Miss Rose? Well, Truth and Transparency does. That's who. Yeah, Joanne has a lot more than fabric, but I'm just trying to think. I mean, like they have like little things to make shirts. They've got like some baskets. They got like some home stuff. See, I wasn't around for that. Oh, washable dive, maybe frames. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Phantom. I'll take that as a compliment. He could have made a mask. Yeah. Wendy's and Captain D. I love that. I've never had Captain D's before. That's like the best name on YouTube right now. Oh, did you order something today, Mary Beth? Did someone order something from my shop like before the live? Or is my store trying to go out of business on its own? Because they kept saying like things were going out of stock. It doesn't say I have any orders. What the hell is going on? Let me see it. No, I don't. This is weird. That is weird. That's so weird. Like it said like that's like 8 bralettes were like out of stock. And I'm like, who the heck is buying all the bralettes? Like, you know what I mean? I was thinking, oh, it's somebody getting one of each color. Weird. They do have shower curtains, I think. Michael's would. Maybe not Michael's. No, Michael's has picture frames and like flowers and stuff. Maybe. I don't know who. I'm gonna have to go back and look and see what happened. She does actually believe it. Yeah, she does believe her madness. But I know that Joanne Fabrics is going out of sale or out of business. Right. How can the defense submit this motion with no medical history as evidence to confirm? That's what I'm wondering. Get to the ducking point. Man, I love that name too. That's a good name. Y'all got some good names in here. They are comfortable. I used to wear our bralettes all the time, and now it's the lace. For some reason, the lace in the back, like I have to be super plain with my stuff. It sucks sometimes because they are comfortable and they're so cute. Yes, Big Lots is going out of business. I sell bralettes, and that's about like all. But I mean, not all. I have a boutique. I'll put the link. It's www. I'll just put www. I think that'll still pop up. Did I show you guys the flower thing? I think I did on our members only. It was so crazy, the flowers. My cousin had flowers on her obituary, and I saw it the other day, and they're the same flowers that I have on my website. The same exact picture. Like, it's a stock picture you can get. And I'm like, it would just, blew my mind. Your Big Lot's already gone, man. I think ours is still there. Like, we have one, like, at the town over. I don't know, though. I know that, Party City is going out. My Macy's is going out. I'm just like, what do I do without Macy's? I love Macy's. I gotta go get a bed cover or a mattress cover before they got a business because I've got one on there right now that's for winter. I haven't been in a Big Lots in forever. Wonder if they're gonna take any of the boutiques down there that I used to work at in Tennessee because like they're taking them up here. Oh, and you know what? Remember last night when I played that Brian Kohlberger song? Since I played the music in the background for so long, they're trying to copyright it. And I'm like, the whole video they're trying to, so I disputed it. Well, I'll let you know how it goes. If not, I don't regret playing the rap. I don't regret it. I don't regret it. If you want to hear Brian Kohlberger rap, though, you got to watch it on the last video because I don't want to play it again and get, dinged again. But that's all that I have for you guys for tonight. I think I'm sure there'll be more tomorrow. I got to read through some of these documents. I need to do a day live with you guys and get caught up on a couple of our other cases too. So I can't believe that they're gonna put that picture up and say, "Hey, check him out. Does he have bushy eyebrows?" I mean, he does. So I'm just reading through Twitter, but I don't think there's anything. Let me go over to YouTube. You never know. I always like to go over and make sure before I let you guys go. Because then, like, as soon as I get off here, I'll be like, "Oh, I should have told him that." Um, Okay. I don't see it. But there are some people that are going over this case. And they're going hard on them. I mean, I don't know. All I can say is I wasn't there. I didn't live these women's lives. I guess the beat that Kohlberger, the beat behind Kohlberger's rap is what got me. And I was like, are you kidding me right now? Like, because we played it before, and I don't think it got me before. I think I shut it off in enough time. Hey, Tennessee gal, you have to go back and listen in. It was a really good, it was a good live. Oh, I love me some Saya. I listen to her a lot when I work out. Which I've been working out every day except for on the weekends for the past like 3 months. I've been pretty proud of that. Oh yeah, how was surgery? Oh, someone said my name. Tanya, I've been using my desk treadmill like crazy. Me too, girl. Marybeth, I was on this thing before the live. I was like, I hope these curls don't come out of my hair because I had the sweater on and everything, but I wasn't like getting like overly hot. But if anyone in here is looking to lose weight, walking is like the best exercise they say you can do. Plus, people should just walk anyway. Get yourself a walking pad and a desk that you can like raise up. Even if it's just a cheap desk, like like I have a smaller one over here that's like, I don't know how much it was, under $100, probably, or $100. Just raises up. You put your treadmill underneath. You watch YouTube, or just do some like check your emails. You won't even know you're on it. You'll be on it for an hour before you realize that you've been walking for an hour. So I'm telling you, put some music on. I love music when I work out. I love music, anything. And they said this about what was it? Shoot, I don't know what mental disability it was because I've got them all. But one of them, I think it's ADHD. People with ADHD will automatically be in a better mood and want to get more done productively when they listen to music. And I'm like, that's me. I could be tired, like I could be like falling asleep. Someone puts on a good tune and I'm up. I'm up dancing. Thanks, Squeaky. Thank you. That's what I just been eating a lot. I have been eating a lot. Thanks, Katie K. Thank you. Thank you. I bought the hair, but it's me under the hair, so I'm like, I bought the hair. True crime, otherwise I need to be the opposite. I'm not big by any means. I'm not. I'm 137. But I just want to be like 130, 130. That's all. I heard that biotin works. I've heard that it works. Check out the brand Hers. BK wrap on the walkie pad. See, that's all you need. Thanks, Jerry. I feel great. I did some self-tanning the other day because, I was like, I really want to be a little bit darker. Well, then I did it again the next day because I didn't realize that I got darker. And Vincent looked at me the other day and he was like, did you self-tan or something? He's like, you're so dark. Delana, I don't know if I saw it. I was on my thing today. Oh, wait, I don't have my stuff on my computer, but is it the one that they did it with, she did with Fox 13? I did watch it. And she said she's going to go to a trial. She's such a sweet lady. Ethan's mom and dad, both. Very sweet. I just saw that little, looked like a bird, and I was thinking about my bird outside. Nope, it's not mine. So I got extensions put in, the beginning of this month. I used to have hair that was this long. When I first started YouTube, it wasn't this thick, but it was this long. And I ended up going and getting it colored for the first time in 16 years. And the girl cut it and she gave me a horrible cut and a horrible color. to the point where I had to chop my hair off to like here, and it just wouldn't grow. And I turned 39, and I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but my hair started like thinning. And I look at myself like in the camera, like the camera has a window right here where I can see myself, or I'm looking here. I always see myself. So I just wasn't loving what I was seeing. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, I need more hair. Like, I wanted my hair back. I wanted my long hair. So that's why we ended up doing it, because it was been years and years of, I've always wanted thick hair. Yes. Sounds like midlife crisis hair. Your Kiwi mate, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. It's my midlife crisis hair. You're right. That's what it is. I'm like, I need it. But you have to go every like 6 weeks to get it pulled back up, because it's weaved in. So it is weaved in. It's sewn in. I can do anything I want with it. Anything I want. And then the hair on top here, this is like mine. And then they only put in 2 wafts, or wafts, or I don't know what they're called, but 2 in my hair. Or I swear there's more, but I only feel 2. I feel it all the time, but no, SS. Don't be sad. You entered the good chat. And I appreciate you guys saying that you like my hair. That's Katie K, this ain't Tropez is what I used. I'm not kidding. It was on sale on Amazon for really good price. Oh, no, I didn't see that. I'll look, Delana. I didn't know Taylor Lautner had a podcast. Can I go on that? I'll look tonight. Thank you. Thanks for saying it's gorgeous. You guys are sweet. And thank you for saying it's a good stream. Buzz cut. He does have a buzz cut. Oh, what's that? Did you hear that? That was thunder. Sounded like the whole place was going to come down. I guess let me. What? One person's dead, one injured. What? Car accident in East Columbus. Oh, I guess my brother still has chickens. I need to tell Vincent. Vincent was asking about it. What was I doing? Oh, yeah, I was checking the weather. Oh, my gosh. I'm over here on Facebook. I clicked the wrong button. It is raining. You heard it. I forgot you were in here. My dog's back here. I don't know if you can see her. Yeah, no, she's laying on the blanket. You want to stand up? You want to show yourself to people? You want to tell them what you did? If you guys know, you know. This is the fighter. She beat the dog up the other day. Oh, my God. She's back here laying on a blanket. But thank you so much for being here tonight. I appreciate it, guys. And thanks for talking to me a little bit after the live. Yeah, it's Araya. She's in here. And then Mia's on the couch with Vincent. I know she feels bad. She saw that dog today. So we were coming into the door, and all of a sudden it came out, and I didn't see him on a leash. I was freaking out. I was like, just get out. And like we walked right into right into our apartment. But Vincent was like, that dog looked perfectly fine. I'm like, Vincent, you didn't see what I saw. But I'll hug him for you guys. That's what I do every night. I love on him every night, especially that one. But thanks for being here tonight, guys. I appreciate it. I'll be back on tomorrow at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I may be on during the day. So if you want to be alerted to all content, make sure you're subscribed. You hit the bell icon, and it'll alert you to all my new content that I do put out. And thank you guys so much again for being here with me tonight. I do appreciate it. Bye, guys.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a a blaze, gotta burn it down.